Well, good Sunday afternoon. It is a very hot day today, so I'm in a little romper in my swimsuit. Please don't mind that. I'm going to be going in and out of the sprinkler. It is time to sand off these charcuterie boards. The planer took off a lot of the epoxy, but now I have to sand out the planer lines because I only have a hand planer. I don't have one of those like really nice ones. I'm going to sand it to get the rest of the epoxy off where I don't want it, and then we start polishing. And then after we get up to, I think, 2000 grit, I'm going to poly, and these things are just going to look gorgeous. So I guess let's get started in the heat. All right, I got the first two planed out with my orbital sander at 60 grit. I thought I'd just switch it up and see if my palm sander does anything a little quicker. I haven't used it for a little while because it has a tendency to just leave all these little swirls that I have to sand back out. So, but we're gonna try it just to see how it does at getting the plane marks out and the extra epoxy. But other than that, I'm still happy with the way the orbital sander worked. I'm just trying new things and learning as I go. So more sanding. Taking a quick break from the project because it is kicking my butt. These charcuterie boards are taking way longer than I expected, but you know, I do want to show in real time what it's like to be working on these sort of projects. Right now the issue I'm running into is it's a hand planer, as I shared, and the hand planer left these kind of deep grooves that I've now got to sand out. Knew that going in, you know, this is all brand new to me, learning as I go, whatever. And the palm sander was definitely much easier to use. It was making very short work of the process. The palm sander I have is one of the less expensive tools, and so it's just not holding up to what I need it to hold up to. It's just not keeping the paper in. So I sent Michael to the store to go get another one for me so that I can keep going, and I'm staying here and I'm just going to keep working on the orbital sander. So all right, Michael to save the day. New palm sander. I think this will do the trick, but we'll find out. Had to get away from the sound of the air compressor. We used a bit on the air compressor to help take off that epoxy because my planer busted. It straight up just shattered in half on the blade part, not the whole thing. Anyway, so there was one board that I did not get all the epoxy off, but until just now. We did that with the air compressor, and I went back and forth between my new palm sander and the air compressor piece.
Pneumatic grinder.
What was that?
Pneumatic grinder.
Pneumatic grinder. I'm getting corrected all over the place. I just said that. All right, getting ready to start the next few grits of sanding. This will go a lot faster than what I had been doing before, because the hardest grit is kind of what you mean business with. It gets out all the lines, it got off the extra epoxy, it took a long time. This other, the other grits just kind of smooth out the harshness of the previous grit, and then yeah, but had to get all changed up because we are projected to have a decent thunderstorm here in the next couple of hours, so I'm going to try to get as far as I can outside before I have to move the work inside, because it's still beautiful-ish. As you can hear, we have projects all around. Working on a keepsake box over there, and I'm still working on these charcuterie boards. This is the part where sanding actually gets kind of fun, because now it's starting to make progress in the right direction. From 60 to about 180, it just looks like it's destroying your work, but then you do 220, 320, and so on, it starts to polish it and it looks really nice. So I am going to start showing you that process, because we're about to the wet sand part too, and that's where it really starts to look good. Hi there. Finally, the sanding is done. They are polished. I am gonna go inside, get them all washed up, cleaned up, get all the little grooves washed out, let them dry overnight, and then Holly tomorrow. Finally, we're almost there. See you tomorrow. I can't believe I almost forgot to show you. I am finally to the point where I could add poly, and you have got to see the difference it makes on these things. They look incredible. So I got most of them already poly, but so look at how beautiful that looks. But I remembered just in time to show you one more. So hold on. I'm using oil-based poly because I like the way it ends up looking. And I just can't help myself but put it on the epoxy first. Oh God, isn't that gorgeous? Look, now you can see the swirls. Thought I would never get to this part. Just kidding, I knew I would, but it took way longer than I expected it to. I think I've been working on these now officially 3, maybe even 4 weeks. And then look at this one. All right, I'm gonna let these dry, whatever direction it's going, and then I will show you the finished product. We are almost done. All right, I have one more try that again. I have one more I saved Sid the Sloth for you guys. We are going to put on the poly and I'm going to show you the difference it makes. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm so excited with the way these turned out. And I think you will too. See that glitter come out and the epoxy? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. Sid the Sloth gets his protective coating. Actually, it was a friend of mine whose son pointed out, so here's Sid the Sloth, and here's the grandma from Kung Fu Panda. And then my husband said all he could see was E.T. So I guess depending on your age, let me know what you see in here too. So I'm gonna finish getting the layers on this one, and then on the rest of them, because they're gonna need a lot of coats. These ones have a few more. I just flipped this one over, and this is its first layer, and I was excited to show you just how pretty this makes the epoxy look. Well guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a charcuterie board, and I'll tell you, learn from my mistakes. I'll do this at the end of the videos from now on. Never assume the weather's going to go in your favor, because I left them outside to dry after the epoxy process and it poured. 2 o'clock in the morning. Only reason I woke up is because my dogs were barking and I go outside and it was pouring and my windows were down, and it wasn't until the next morning I realized that I left the boards out all night. Well, they absorbed a bunch of water and then those cracks just, you know, split apart from the epoxy. But whatever, it was a fun project, and I hope you get started. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, maybe even share. I'd appreciate it. Have a good day.